Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to YSPN. I'm Stephen Horn alongside Neil Horowitz. Great week in sports. Let's jump right into it, Neil.
The women's ice hockey team came into this weekend for their final homestand of the season, and for all 7 seniors, the final homestand of their career. They needed just 2 wins to clinch a playoff spot in the ECAC playoffs, and were facing off against 2 of the worst teams in the ECAC, first against RPI on Friday, and then Saturday against Union. They got some pretty close games at first, but they came out strong. Take a look at the highlights. RPI looked dominant early in this one, but they forgot just one thing. This is Siobhan Zillis' world, and we're just living in it. A kick save here, deflection there, glove in one. Just another day at the office for the ridiculous Zillis. Then the Bulldogs generating a little offense, and it's senior Christina Sharon, point blank, ouch! Ashley Mayer made the save, but she'll be feeling that one tomorrow. 30 seconds left in the first period, and Helen Resor sets it up. Christy Hauser knocks it down. Hauser, 16th of the year, makes it 1-0 at the intermission. Then Resor looking for the net, but Mayer doing her best impression of a brick wall and kicking this one away. Mid-second period, and it's Nina Resor with the shot, and this one's deflected in by the girl with the golden stick, aka Sheila Zingler, 2-0 Yale. Then, during a line change, it's a Danielle Kozlowski sighting. Koz catches the Engineers off guard, and Yale up 3 goals. Don't blink though, because just 11 seconds later, RPI's Nicole McDonald finds a seam and gets her team back in the game with this shot. 3-1 score at the break. Third period, and RPI on the power play, and Brooke Thompson is gonna stuff it. It's a 1-goal game all of a sudden, but not for long. Sure, Zingler can score, but she knows how to share too. Finding Hauser, the 2 combined for 8 points over the weekend as Yale goes up in this one 4-2. Time winding down, Yale on the power play, but RPI with an empty net, and Jamie Lynn Stewart finally manages to beat Zillis. 4-3 game all of a sudden with 1 minute left to go. Yale will take a timeout to regroup, and the final seconds of play are pandemonium for the Bulldogs and Zillis, but the Eli's manage to finish it off as Yale quells the comeback, winning by a final score of 4-3. Zillis was just a beast between the pipes, stopping 33 shots as the Engineers held a 36-22 advantage in shots on goal. On offense, the Hauser-Zingler combination continues this year, as Hauser ends up with 2 tallies, while Zingler scored her 14th. Yale headed into the final home game of the season versus Union on Saturday, needing just 1 win to clinch a spot in the conference playoffs. Yale dominant in the first period. Well, okay, they dominated the whole game. Christina Sharon gets herself a breakaway here, but she's denied by the Union goalie. Union came in winless in 19 ECAC games, scoring only 13 goals total, but it's the Dutch women who break through first as Susie Pocock squeezes one through, and Yale down 1-0 to the worst team in the league. That wouldn't last long though. Look at the great teamwork here between Denise Sosillo and Jenna Spring. Coach Witt had to be shedding a tear on that one after that beautiful play ties it up at 1-1. Late first period, and off the Sharon slap shot, it's Kozlowski. The sophomore scores her 2nd goal in 2 days, and Yale takes a 2-1 lead into the locker room. Second period, and Hauser on the breakaway, but the team's scoring leader can't find the net. Union looking like a legit team. Hauser wouldn't stand for that. She takes the great feed here from Captain Kristen Savard, and swing! Yale up 3-1 and not stopping there. Now 4-1 Bulldogs, and Zingler going top shelf. The senior wanted to go out in style. And just 2 minutes later, Sheila strikes again. Her fellow senior Savard sends it in, and Zingler is going to take care of the rest. 6-1 Yale, and things just got crazier from there. Hauser wants another go, as the Bulldogs just starting to have fun now here at Angles. Late third period, and Hauser's going to give it to Zingler in front. And toss off your hats, everyone. Zingler gets the hat trick in her final home game. Savard gets her 5th assist of the game on the play, and Yale clinches a spot in the ECAC playoffs with a huge 8-1 victory. 10 players end up with 1 point or more as Yale just embarrasses the Dutch women. 5 of the 7 seniors playing at Ingles for the last time get a point in the books as the Bulldogs give the 400 fans on hand quite a show. So let's extend our congratulations to the women's ice hockey team, officially in the ECAC playoffs now after a great dominating weekend. They'll finish off their season this weekend when they take a road trip out to Harvard and Dartmouth. Steve, what do you think of this last weekend's games?
Senior leadership, that's all you can really say. Zingler and Savard playing great. The women's team looks great, and when you're in the playoffs, anything can happen,
Oh yeah, just like it always helps to play two of the worst teams in the league when your playoff spots on the line. And they, like you said, the seniors came out to play. Everyone came out to play. I mean, 8 goals against Union, a great way to go. Helen Rezor also looking great, back and healthy. She actually has a spot on the Olympic team now that was just announced on Wednesday.
Wow. So
I mean, it should be a great year for the women's ice hockey team. We're looking forward to seeing them in the playoffs.
moving to tennis, Neil. It was a great weekend for the men's tennis team as they got their first win of the season against Army. The team won 7-0, not dropping one match and only dropping one set overall in singles. The team won all 3 doubles matches in order to win the doubles point. The team will be off this week before playing at home against both Navy and Connecticut on February 25th. The women's team had a little bit of a tougher weekend, but with the schedule they had, it was to be expected. They played the number 44 and the number 11 ranked teams in the country, and it showed. As number 44 NC State beat the women 6-1, and number 11 Duke defeated the Bulldogs 6-1 as well. Coach Lund said it was a good experience, and the Bulldogs really have a tough schedule this year, but they will look to bounce back this weekend at home against BC and BU.
So women's tennis obviously had a tough weekend, but some different ladies. The women's gymnastics team at Yale had an awesome weekend. I got to tell you, I've never been to a gymnastics meet. This is my first one, watching the Yale ladies take on Southern Connecticut State in their first home meet of the season, and they looked awesome. Check out these amazing highlights. Miki Seltzer opened up Yale's day with a beautiful twist off the vault. That earned her 9.6 and Yale with an early lead after the first event. Then it was on to the uneven bars, and the Bulldogs with a chance to open up a big lead after Southern bombed the bars with a low 44. Freshman Bridget Cavisto did just that. You saw that great transition to the low bar, and then awesome double flip here on the release. Yale with a 3-point lead halfway through. Kristen Campbell was first up on the balance beam for the Bulldogs, and she was sick. The junior lands the back flip perfectly, and then takes a deep breath and nearly flawless dismount. The crowd at John J. Lee was loving it as Campbell scored a 9.425. Then Lauren Tatsuno impressive on the beam. Let's see you do that. Finally, it's Lauren Lombardi, and after not competing last week, she just nailed her beam routine. On the floor, and Yale just rolling. Sophomore Lena Liao had Metallica blasting on the loudspeakers for her routine, and she brought some justice for all. Later in the routine, Liao was simply stunning. Wipe your eyes in amazement and take another look at this one. Double flip, awesome landing. Liao would place second overall on the floor. But first place on the floor went to Seltzer. The senior, so compact in the air. Then she finishes off with a flash. She earns a 9.8 as Yale was nearly perfect, scoring a 48.45 on the floor and just pwned over our New Haven neighbors. They beat SCSU by over 9 points. It's the ladies' first meet victory of the season as they scored a season-best 189.775 overall. Alina Liao was first place overall as Yale picks up momentum with Ivies just around the corner. So I got to tell you, the team looked great. I mean, they won by over 9 points, a huge, huge win for the sport of gymnastics. Got over a 48 score in the floor routine, just amazing. And I got to say, I'm a lifelong gymnastics fan after seeing what the amazing things these girls can do. They'll continue this weekend with another home meet. You guys should all go check out. It's going to be against the University of Rhode Island. It's their last dual meet before the Ivies come around. So check out these girls. They're a bunch of really strong, really great girls. Steven?